Hi folks, and welcome to the latest edition of Checking It Out from the Panthers office in association with the GMB. Jeff Waugh and David Clark are with me on the couch. We'll be talking ice hockey in just a moment, and then again later in the show. In the meantime, we're talking to boxer Lee Wood, who was on hand at the weekend to welcome the boys onto the ice ahead of his big fight. He's in a British title eliminator up in Sheffield, of all places, this coming Saturday on the same night as the Panthers play the Dundee Stars. We'll be looking forward to his fight and our game in just a moment. Eddie's on the gallery. He's got a veteran of the Panthers with him, Steph Litchfield. All those stories from all those years on the timekeeper's bench. And we've got Dan Green with us as well, doing some analysis. He'll be having a look at the opposition's goals from Saturday night. But this is the Panthers office. The girls are working hard up there, and it's time to meet our main guests, David Clark and Jeff Waugh. Jeff, it's your first time on the couch. Are you enjoying Nottingham?
Yeah, I am. It's been a blast so far. It's been great on and off the ice. Obviously, the guys in the room are great, from the coaching staff on down, and the city itself is beautiful. It's great. Got a flat real close to the rink, the office, and sort of downtown, so it's really handy just walking to the rink. And
the bad news was the injury, obviously. The good news is you actually, on the day we're recording, got back on the ice for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. I know you sort of came out there, so hopefully you guys don't have it on video for today, but it was nice just getting out there, handling the puck, skating a little, getting a little burn on the legs and whatnot. So no, it was good to get out there. It was just in the tracksuit, so hopefully keep progressing.
And the boys lined up to give you half a dozen hip checks just to test the ribs, did they?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they were going to do that, and I'm glad they didn't, but it's nice.
We wish you well. You've got about 3 weeks, perhaps, possibly less, till you're back in the lineup. David, you're back in the lineup. You've already been injured this year. It's horrible, isn't it, when the guys are on the sidelines?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, and you just have to try and stay positive and mentally strong, and be prepared when you come back. And Jeff's been a testament to that. He's been around the guys, keeping everybody up, and obviously helping out alongside you on commentary. So yeah, we're a team, and even though when you are injured,
you must be jealous of him doing the commentary with me, because I know how much you love doing that.
I know I can't stop looking up there during the game. Maybe that's why I haven't scored recently, but yeah.
Well, we'll look ahead to the Dundee game in a moment, which is Saturday at 7 at the Capital FM Arena. But I'm told you're 2 points away from 1,000 career points.
Really? Yeah.
All games, including Australia, Italy, BNL.
That's a lot of points. Yeah.
2 points away.
Okay. Oh, we best get them soon.
It's impressive.
I was hoping you were going to get them last weekend.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
Do stats like that, milestones like that, put pressure on you, or do you just?
Usually, I don't like to know, really, to be honest. So thanks for that. But
well, I just thought. I kept it quiet from you last week.
No, to be honest, like milestones, I've always said, whenever you get to those, it's just you're never going to stop at it. Hopefully, you just want to keep continuing on, and it's something that you'll probably look back when you retire and think maybe that was a decent achievement. But I don't want to get 2 more points and stop. That's for sure.
Looking ahead, as Jeff Waugh sitting beside you was stepping onto the ice, David Ling was stepping off a plane in London.
Yes, David. I was speaking to him a bit via social media and stuff on Facebook, and yeah, going to be great to have him back. He's a terrific hockey player. Did amazingly well in his first year here, and it's going to be great to have him back and help us improve.
Jeff, do you know David Ling?
No, I know. I played against him back in North America there a bit. So, and as Clarky,
everyone's played against David Ling at some point.
And as Clarky said, I know he had a few good years here, and I hear he's a character too. So
he had the big Grand Slam year with us, 101 points in 61 games, and he won every award there was to win.
Mm-hmm. So he has some experience too, and sure we get on the power play and whatnot. So we're looking forward to him sort of coming in here and settling in for sure.
And we're struggling at the moment. It's not an excuse, it's a fact. Lacko was missing on Sunday in Coventry, and we were already missing Farms and Jeff, and Ling hadn't arrived yet. So when you add that number, never mind quality of player, it makes a difference.
Yeah, but we don't want to use that as an excuse. I think Coventry, we played well. We had a lot of shots. We created a ton of chances, but we just didn't get over the line. They're games that we're trying to make a priority to win those games and get over the line, and everyone's really disappointed after that weekend for sure.
And looking ahead, Dundee aren't coming in here as any slouches. I mean, it's the old cliche. Anyone can beat anybody on any given night.
Absolutely, yeah. We saw at the start of the season when we played them, they were a much changed outfit, and they've got some really good new imports to the country, along with the guys that they've brought in from other teams, and they're winning, and they're winning well. So yeah, we'll definitely be ready for that one.
They played though that game in front of 900 people. We played in front of just under 7,000 people on Saturday. Jeff, you were with me on the commentary. box looking round, and not once but half a dozen times you kept saying to me, look at the size of this crowd.
Oh, exactly. It was something to see, and it was obviously great doing the colour with you up there. I do enjoy it, but it was one of those games where you really wish you were on the ice there to helping out the boys and putting on a show for the fans. But
when you're on the ice, can you tell the difference between a 900 crowd in Dundee and a 7,000 crowd in Nottingham?
Absolutely, yeah. It's something which I really appreciated last year, actually, when I was injured and commentating alongside yourself. I remember the game, we all had the brown jerseys on, and I just remember looking in that crowd then, and I think the fans had different coloured squares up that night, and that was phenomenal. And so yeah, it was nice to get back out playing in front of that. And yeah, you definitely, without a doubt, you realise when there's an extra 2,500 people in on a Saturday night.
So it's going to be a good game on Saturday against the Dundee Stars. Meanwhile, we didn't get the result we wanted. We had the crowd we wanted. We had the atmosphere we wanted. But it didn't go our way at home to Sheffield last weekend. Dan Green's at the Analysis Television, and he's going to have a look at where it went wrong, in as much as we're having a look at the 3 visiting goals.
Thanks for that, Gary. Yeah, we're going to have a quick look at the Sheffield Steelers' 3 goals from the game on Saturday. So the first goal here, the Steelers are on the power play. Matthew Waugh from the right side just sneaks in, unprotested by anybody else, and scores a 1-on-1 there against Mika Wickman from the slot. We're going to get another quick look at that there. The face-off comes, I think the Panthers D just kind of get tied up in front, and Waugh sneaks in and goes just over Mika's glove to give them a lead on the night. Here comes the second Steelers goal. Nice little chip off the boards here, and a great piece of individual skill by Rod Sarich. Come in outside, inside, and a nice backhander to beat Mika Wickman low. The key here, you see him cut into the middle and a very quick shot back across the grain into the far corner to give the Steelers a 2-1 lead. So now we're going to see the Steelers game-winning goal here. They get the puck in the zone nicely. Ross Moore just manages to keep the puck in. A nice play to keep it alive there. And you'll see they work the puck behind the net. Picking the puck up here, throwing the puck in front. And then there's a lot of traffic in front, and Chris Lawrence just ghosts in out of nowhere and basically scores into an empty net there. You'll see Mika Wickman makes a really good first save. The D-men kind of collapse, and Lawrence just sneaks in completely uncontested and scores the game-winning goal to give the Sheffield Steelers the extra point. Come back after the break, and myself and Eddie will be talking to Steph, the rink announcer.
The new Fiat 500, the Icon Reloaded. In Fiat showrooms now.
Whatever your white good needs, whether it's sales or repairs, choose Jim Grice, Sutton in Ashfield. With nearly 50 years of family business experience with all major brands, we'll make sure you take home the product that fits your needs, with no hidden extras. Choose Jim Grice, Sutton in Ashfield. Friendly family business that cares. Nearly 50 years speaks for itself.
I'm Jeff Dimon, and you're watching Checking It Out from the Panthers office with the GMB.
Ice hockey, the world's fastest team sport, played in Nottingham by the GMB Nottingham Panthers. For tickets and fixtures, visit panthers.co.uk.
If you haven't seen this is the Panthers Platinum Yearbook. Now, this book recaps the 70 years of the Panthers' history, and a good chunk of those years, Steph, you've been part, and you've been the rinkside announcer. Can you tell me, how do you become the rinkside announcer?
Well, in my case, it was a complete accident. I'd been on the bench for a number of seasons doing the scoring and then the timekeeping. And the old bench in the old arena had no glass or netting in front of it, so we were sitting directly facing the ice. And one night the puck came flying over, hit the then announcer John Flavel right in the side of the head. So he had to go off to hospital and get his ear stitched back on. And I just grabbed the microphone, started announcing. A friend of mine came out of the crowd and started doing the clock. And I've sort of been doing it ever since, really.
So how many years has that been now?
Well, I've been announcing, I think now for about 15 years, something like that. I've been on the bench. Well, my first game was Bonfire Night 1983, so it's about 32 years now.
Wow, that is certainly some history. Now, you mentioned the old arena. I have not had the pleasure of seeing the old arena. Can you tell us, to those who haven't been there, what was it like there?
Oh, it was a fantastic place. I think anybody who saw a game there will still hold it in great affection. It only held about 3,000 people, but the way the roof was built, it sort of kept all the sound in, so it used to get pretty noisy. The place used to really rock. We had an organ player playing the organ, but behind the scenes, perhaps not quite so modern. The away team dressing room had one shower for the whole team, one shower. The referees' facilities was a room up a little flight of stairs underneath the stands, so you had the roof like that, so you're walking around like that, and their facilities consisted of a sink, and that's all they had, no shower, nothing like that. And the other lively thing about it was, of course, was that both teams and the referees had to leave the ice through the crowd, through the walkway, so that was quite lively at times.
Dan, have you had the pleasure of being part of this?
Yeah, I was actually. I never, obviously, professionally, with the Panthers or any professional organisation. But when I was a junior playing for Bracknell, we used to come up for tournaments and national championships and things at the end of the year. So I was probably sort of 12 to 14 age. I came up, but just like Steph said, the same sort of things. I just remember really good atmosphere. Everything was sort of really close and on top of you. I remember walking, up to the ice. You went up some stairs from the concourse to the ice, and there was all the little stalls on the concourse selling sweets and programs and everything. But I just remember, like you said, really good atmosphere. Again, you'd get sort of 2,000 or 3,000, so nothing like we get now, but the atmosphere was still really good. And it was great. It was a really good sort of old traditional rink.
Steph, who was your favorite player ever to skate in that rink?
Well, that's a difficult one, really. I mean, I suppose you have to think about it in terms not just of the actual player, but longevity as well. And you have to say, I think Paul Adey, because he also coached the team, and he was just a fantastic servant to the club, lots of goals. But then over the years, there were other players. My first hero was the first goalie that we had when Panthers came back in 1980, Dave Randall. He must have been in his 40s, nice brill-creamed hair, but he didn't wear a helmet. He just had the old-fashioned piece of fiberglass on his face, with all the hair sticking out the top. The old horsehair goalie pants. If you have an experience of those, Dan. Never strayed more than about 5 feet from his goal crease, but he was just great. And he also wore number 2, which is a bit odd for a goalie, I thought. There's also Jimmy Keys as well. I think he bridged a gap, I think, from when we became more of a force in British hockey. But there's just so many, really. Just so many.
Some familiar names for you there as well, Dan, isn't there? Paul Adey, for example.
Yeah, I definitely remember watching Paul Adey, maybe not at this rink, but I remember obviously watching him in Bracknell when I was growing up, and I remember Ross Lambert played for both teams, and I was a big fan of his when he played for Bracknell, and obviously he was here as well. Simon Hunt, I remember seeing Ashley Tate when he was really young, and he had the face cage and the long hair, and they were some of mine. I think I remember also seeing Trevor Robbins. I can't remember if he played in that rink or he was only the new arena.
The old rink.
He was in one of the sort of the last people in the old one. He was obviously one of the best goalers of his time, so I remember watching him and everything. So that was good.
Thank you, gentlemen, for this wonderful throwback session looking at the club's history. We're going to join Gary on the couch, but before that, we're going to catch up with the boxer Lee Wood.
Whatever your white good needs, whether it's sales or repairs, choose Jim Grice, Sutton in Ashfield. With nearly 50 years of family business experience with all major brands, we'll make sure you take home the product that fits your needs, with no hidden extras. Choose Jim Grice, Sutton in Ashfield. Friendly family business that cares. Nearly 50 years speaks for itself.
Amore.
Subito.
Say hello to the all-new Fiat 500X. The Italian crossover ready for action in all Fiat showrooms from April 24th.
I'm Evan Mosey. You're watching Checking It Out from the Panthers office with the GMB.
Last Saturday, the GMB Panthers played the Sheffield Steelers. Special guest and welcoming the boys onto the ice was Nottingham boxer Lee Lethal Wood. Lee's got his own big fight coming up this Saturday in Sheffield, of all places. Should have been on the Kell Brook undercard. Now Chris Eubanks Jr. is heading that one up because Kell Brook's had to pull out with injury. But Lee, you've got a British title featherweight eliminator coming up.
Yeah, British title eliminator. I'm in for an hard night's work. Josh Whale. He doesn't get stopped, he's durable, he keeps coming forward, but he can come all night, he's going to keep getting it, and I'm going to keep on hitting him all night, basically, that's how it's going to go.
You got a bit more experience. Last time you were in a British title fight, it was the Guy McDonald.
That's it, yeah, that's right.
And you were all over him like a rash for 3 rounds, but then the taps just went and you ran out of steam.
Yeah, that's it, you know, he was so easy to hit, I was quite overwhelmed how easy he was to hit. I was killing myself a little bit to make the weight, sapped me a bit, and towards the later on in the fight, so nothing in the tank. You learn from your mistakes. I've got a lot of experience from it, and I've gone up a weight, so I'm ready to show everyone what I can do and what I'm capable of.
And that going up a weight is crucial, isn't it?
Oh,
for you?
yeah.
Because I mean, it's technically 4 pounds, but I imagine it's the hydration and the water and
the hydration, the percentages to water to body weight is the main factor. I'll be a lot bigger for the weight, a lot fresher, and people don't realise is you can make the weight, not a problem. Can you fight at the weight? Well, I can. This time I can make the weight, I can be fit, I can be strong, I can do it for 12 rounds.
You said you've been sparring a lot. You've even sported a black eye to come to the Panthers game.
Yeah, that's
that
right,
comes from sparring. You've also been away for camp in Fuerteventura.
Yeah, I've been away on 2 training camps, grueling camps in Fuerteventura. Yeah, the black eye, you know, I've been working hard, I've been fighting tough kids, no pushovers, and it's going to stand me in good stead for my fight, hard sparring. You're going to make the fight that little bit easier. With the track runs I do, everything's come together. I'm on weight, and 1 week to go. I can't wait.
Downstairs, you were talking to our own physio, Scott Poundle, who's done a bit of boxing in his time as well, and you were comparing the Panthers training regime with the kind of things you guys do.
Yeah, it's good to pick a bit of brains off of people, you know, coaching-wise. I know Scott, anyway, he treated me for injuries in the past, and I've been talking to him about what he does with his lads and resting-wise, and there's a few things I've took away that I might try. So.
And when you're away in camp, just give us an idea of your routine. How do you prepare for a British title fight? How many hours a day are you in the gym? How many hours a day you're in the ring?
So I'm up at 6 a.m. We're in the gym for 6:45, whether it's a run or pads or weights. And we're back there at 3:30 for sparring every day, day in, day out, Monday to Friday. Saturday or Sunday on camp, we lose track of days. Sometimes we train on a Saturday and have a Sunday off. We rarely get 2 days off together. This camp I've had a 55-mile bike ride, which is something out of the blue, something to mix it up. I never want to get on a bike again though, but yeah, it was hard, it was good to get through it, and I think this is the fittest I've ever been for a fight, the most well prepared I've been for a fight, and it's definitely going to tell on the night.
Before our Sheffield game, I introduced you to the boys in the locker room. They gave you a big cheer and wished you well in your fight. Our boys' fitness levels impress you as well, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I didn't realise how big the sessions were in such a short space of time. An hour and 15 minutes, it can burn over 1,500 calories, and that's quite impressive. That's a high work rate for a short space of time. I didn't think, because there's so many players on the ice at a time, I didn't think they'd be working that hard. But every player, looking at the heart rate monitors and the calories are burned, it's a grueling time they've got on the ice.
Big crowd in to see the game that you fronted up for us, thanks for that. And you'll have a big crowd in to see you in your fight, and that crowd will see you in your new shorts, which once again are emblazoned with the Panthers logo.
Yeah, that's it, my shorts are sparkling. I've had a bit of bling this time. Shiny gold, keep the forest colours red and then a bit of white, and I always have Panthers on my shorts, you know, you lot get behind me and get me on the ice, and I want to pay you back, and sport help in sport, you know, that's how it should be.
We wish you all the best, and I know this is just a stepping stone towards you becoming Nottingham's next big sporting superhero in the boxing ring.
That's it, eyes on the prize, but I've worked hard and I'm ready to perform, so next time I see you I'll have the win, and we're looking for a British title date.
We wish you well.
Thank you.
That was Lee Lethal Wood there. It's always a pleasure to see Lee. Is he the next Carl Froch from Nottingham? We'd like to think so. David, you know Lee from having met him at previous visits. Lovely guy. What a tough sport he's in. We think ice hockey's tough at times, and you guys think it's tough, but that you don't get tougher.
No, without a doubt. Yeah, I've seen him a few times. It's nice that he's looking in really good shape for his fight, but yeah, going into a fight, he's got a black eye, which doesn't really make sense if you're boxing.
The guy he fought in sparring was huge.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. Yeah.
In the summer, you do your hockey camps, and you were still kind of recovering from surgery and what have you. So how did they go?
The camps went great. Yeah, we had a ton of kids this year, and we had some really good up and coming kids too.
And you must like it because obviously David Clark, GB, Nottingham Panthers captain, that inspires kids, and they aspire to be as good as you've been.
Yeah, I hope so. It's not just me. We bring in players, Great Britain internationals. Obviously, Corey comes in, and we get a lot of players together that really want to give back to the game, and it's great for us all to be together in the summer and enjoy each other's company, but also develop kids. And there's some good kids coming through now. Like we've had obviously Ollie's been one of them, Lewis Hooks and so on. But Connor was there this summer, and Kieran as well, who's done well. So it's nice to help them, achieve what they want to achieve in the game too.
Jeff, have you done much junior coaching in your time?
No, I guess when I was younger, I sort of maybe helped out. One of my good buddies' dad here and there, but nothing sort of like Clarkie, where I sort of got the name behind it. But no, I heard about Clarkie's camp, so expect nothing less. I'm sure.
You know what you're going to be doing this summer, though? You're going to be catching up on your studies at Loughborough University.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm right into the thick of things already there. So.
And how is it at Loughborough?
Oh, it's been great. It's been it's as far as the lecturers and the facility there and the other people in the class, it's been great. It's been a transition, but one that I was looking forward to, and it's been going good so far.
Does it help having the likes of Brad Moran and Jeff Dimon on board as well, doing the same thing?
It does, because we're obviously doing it part-time, so most of the other students are sort of doing it full-time, so we sort of come in there and we're doing, I think, 3 out of the 4 or 5 modules, and so it's just nice to sort of have someone there where they're doing this sort of the same schedule and whatnot with you, so it's been good.
But it's such a high level, such a highly ranked university. I mean, that's a bonus, isn't it, for a hockey player to be able to go? I mean, I suppose in American terms, it's Ivy League.
Oh, exactly, and that's one of the main things is you want to sort of, who knows, you want it recognized back home just in case you go back home. I love it here, but obviously that's where I'm from, and so you don't want to just do the schooling and then all of a sudden it's like, well, if you go back home and it doesn't sort of help you out in that retrospect. So it's it's been great, and I'm really happy I'm here and happy I'm doing the MBA as well.
And we're looking forward to seeing you back on the ice very soon, if not this weekend, then shortly after that. Last word on the Dundee game in a moment. A quick word for Corey Nielsen. His testimonial is taking place this week. Obviously, we're recording the show in and around the timings of that, but some big names coming back for him and certain people getting involved in the night that we know will have entertained the crowd. And we're hoping to entertain everybody on Saturday against Dundee.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're not even talking about Cardiff, which is a 4-pointer at this stage of the season because Dundee's next on the schedule.
Yeah, it's a big weekend for sure, and obviously it's important we get off at home on Saturday, and then obviously going into Cardiff, that's a really tough place to win, but we have to win in there and make sure we put in a good performance.
And Jeff, from the sidelines, one of Corey's big phrases is don't get too high with the highs, don't get too low with the lows. So last weekend we only just lost, but we lost both games, but put that one on the shelf, package it up, send it away and concentrate on the Dundee game.
Yeah, exactly. We have sort of an experienced group in there, so like you sort of said, when we were winning for whatever, how many in a row they're at home, and you're going to lose a couple of games, like you sort of said earlier on. There's a lot of teams, especially in the other division, that have sort of gotten better. There's a lot of parity throughout the league, and any team can win on any night. We expect to win most nights, as we expect to be one of the top teams, if not the top team, but obviously any team can win, whether it's a lucky goal, a lucky bounce, or special teams like we talked about too, right? With Sheffield there, a lot of those games are a top team in the league, and
a lot of the goals last weekend were power plays.
Exactly. It's like who gets that lucky bounce, who gets that extra power play.
We got to sort out our awards for this week. I've got one guy in mind. Have you got anyone in mind for the Flower Vision Bouquet of the week, Jeff?
Yeah, I think I'm going to send that off to a lovely lady back home. Actually, it's my mother's birthday here in a couple of days, so it's going across the pond back to Winnipeg.
Well, in that case, I will send the imaginary bouquet over to Winnipeg, and happy birthday, Mum. I hope you're enjoying the show, and I know you're watching every week. You've just taken the bouquet away from the guy who was going to get both. The Grimaldi clown moment of the week, outside the sport, but still in sport. It's got to go to London Mayor Boris Johnson. He didn't just take that kid out playing street rugby. He flattened him. Boris, what are you doing, son? How do you get votes from running over a 10-year-old kid? I've no idea. We're on the ice, Saturday at 7 against Dundee. My thanks to Steph Litchfield and Dan Green, to David Clark and Jeff Waugh. You've been watching Checking It Out from the Panthers office with the GMB.